I think named ranges are incredibly useful when you're working with large lists of data in Excel. For example, when we formatted this list as a table, we actually ended up with a named range. And the named range was Table 1, which in the last video we turned around on the Table Tools Design tab, we turned around and changed to Target Table. So this area has actually been called Target Table. I want to create some more named ranges and hopefully sell you on the idea of named ranges when you work with large lists. First of all, let's go back to the sheet called Targets and let's click, say, on A1. What I want to do is I want to select this list, and there's two ways you can do it. You can press Control A. Control A is a quick way to select all, or alternatively you can use the old method, which is Control Asterisk, and I tend to use the asterisk on my number pad because then I don't need to hold the Shift key. But if you don't have a number pad, you'll have to go Control Shift 8, and that'll give you the asterisk above the 8, or whatever's necessary for your keyboard. But I'm just going to go Control Asterisk and select the current region. Now, to create a named range, the easiest way I think is to use this little part of the screen called the name box. The name box is to the left of the formula bar, and when I click it I can actually type a name for this range. Now there is one rule with named ranges, in that you're not allowed spaces. So I'm going to call this Target List, and then I'm going to press enter, and the trick is to press enter. A lot of people I notice just click away, in which case Excel doesn't take you seriously and it doesn't hold it, it actually loses it. So I'm going to press enter. Now my expectation should be when I press enter that it's retained or it's held that name in the name box, and it has, so that's a good sign. If I pressed enter and Target List wasn't retained there, it generally means it hasn't taken it, and that could be for a number of reasons. Maybe the sheet's protected, or maybe the name's already been used. Because the other thing is you only want to use the name once, otherwise it gets confusing, as you can well imagine. So we've named this range. Now I also want to name this cell. So I'm going to click on H1 and I'm going to click in the name box, and I'm just going to call it Actual and press enter, and it's taken it. Let's name a few more other things. I'm going to click on G1. I'm going to press Control Shift down arrow to get to the bottom of this list of data, and in the name box I'm going to name it Deadlines, one word, and enter. I'm also going to now go to the sheet called Database. I'm going to click in A1, press Control Asterisk or Control A to select the entire area, and then name that Forest List, one word, and enter. The last thing I'd like to name is the cell F1, so I'll click on F1, I'll click in the name box and I'll call that area Treated, and enter. So I've named several things. I can't quite remember exactly how many, and it's not necessary to remember because this name box where we've been creating named ranges also has a drop down, and if you were to click that drop down it will actually give me a list of everything I've named. So I've named 6 things. If I was to choose Target List from this list, it would navigate straight to Target List, and there it is there. And if I hit the drop down and said, well, take me to Forest List, it would take me straight to the Forest List, which is a completely different sheet, by the way. I can also navigate to the named range Target Table, which is what Excel named this range when we formatted it as a table, and I can jump to certain cells I've named, like Area Treated and like Actual. So you can easily create named ranges, and you can also easily navigate to those named ranges. Another way you can navigate to the named ranges, besides hitting the drop down, is Control G. When you press Control G in Excel, it's short for Go To, and typically we'll say we just want to go to, say, B5 and enter. But the thing to remember or know in Control G is that it does give you a list of things that have been named. So I could easily go to my Forest List just by choosing it from here and going OK. And if I went Control G and said take me to my Target List and OK, it would take me to my Target List. So it's easy to create named ranges using the name box, and also to navigate to named ranges.